Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Copilot Learning Hub Live. Okay, so one huge request we've been getting from folks, all of you out there, are can you show us a few more good prompts for the Power Platform? All over the Power Platform are these little prompty boxes, and we say, write words in them, do good things. And we don't specify what words to write or what good things to do. So we decide to bring along an expert, and she's probably someone who's very familiar to all of you in the Power Platform and dynamic space. Everyone, please welcome Inez Urrutia to our show today. Hello, Anna.
Hi, how are you doing? All good?
I'm so good. Please introduce yourself, reintroduce yourself to all of our amazing watchers.
Hi everyone, my name is Inez Urrutia, but Anna is fine. I'm an MVP and I've been MVP since 2020, so I'm quite proud of that. And I work a lot with AI, and that means that prompting within Power Platform, it's a big thing for me. I do work with Power Platform and also Dynamics, and I really like my focus, and you will see this in the example that I have today. It's mainly on the HR space.
I love this because you are so passionate about making sure that people who work in HR have the right tools to do their job. And this has long been such an underserved, invested in area, because people say, oh, okay, we'll think about HR later. And it never gets the attention of like legal or finance or all of these things. And you have such an interesting background because you come from a psychology background, and you said, wait, I can do a lot with applying psychology and tech, and now AI combined into really bringing so much focus on AI and HR, specifically around Copilots and Power Platform Dynamics. So I love the work you do because you have such a good niche. When I talk about career niche, I always point to you because you have crafted such a good one for yourself and something that applies to every company in the world and organization in every country. So thank you. Thank you for that work.
Of course.
Okay, so
yeah, absolutely. If I may add something there, Donna,
please.
I think also it's one of the business that does not have a lot of attention, as you said, and it's so easy to help them that I hope this gives inspiration to everyone out there to improve their HR department.
I love that. Okay, so if HR people who know HR people, pay attention because these are going to help you in your business. All right, show us. What have we got?
Good. So there are two main things that we have within Power Platform that can help or that are relatable to prompting engineer. So as you're seeing here, we're in the powerapps.com, and you can see here that we already have a prompt that we could use. I'm not going to walk you through how to create an application from here, but you can track it. You can try it. Here you can see that you have some examples, and I really invite you to create one of this. We're not going to see that today. What we're going to see is how we can use AI prompts and prompts within the applications. So I will show you here in the side of Power Apps menu, we have AI Hub. We go here, and you will see that there's plenty of stuff happening, and this here in the top will move and so on. But don't worry. We're going to go to prompts because this is what we want to work with. And within prompts, you can see that we have plenty of information or plenty of things we could use. The one that I'm going to show you today is this extract information and then summarize text. So I will show you a real example of how we did it with a real use case. So here you can see that if we select the prompt itself as extract information from text, we will have an example, and then we can add our input in this case, which is the sample. We could add the sample data and then test it in order to understand how this prompt works. The good thing about these prompts that we have here is that we can reuse them into applications or Power Automates, flows, or any other most of the things that we have in Power Platform. So you can see that it's not a lot, but it's quite good, and it can be then used. So what you will create is your AI prompt library, and April has made a lot of work and videos about it, so you can find that there, and you will have them here. And that means that if you have them here, it means that they can be consumed by your apps or your automations. One thing that I will show you before we dive into the example that I have is You see that here we are in Power Apps that makethatpowerapps.com. But if we go to makethatpowerautomate.com, you can see that we also have the AI Hub. So it doesn't matter really where you're consuming the AI Hub, you will find the same information and you will find the AI prompts because it's a library that is cross platforms. And that means that you can consume it from one place or the other. You see that it's the same, just changes the color, and that's it. What I would like to show you today about prompting is my friend Inez and I, we created an application that is for tracking candidates. And what we did is we created an AI prompt. That is the one that I will show you in a minute. That pretty much what it does is extracts all these fields that I mentioned, extracts all this information, personal information from a CV, from a document, and then using this AI prompt, just reads all that information and brings it together in a short summary. So for people who are interviewing and it takes ages to review all the CVs, you have everything here in one place. This took us a lot of work.
Yeah, this looks like a lot of work right here. And I talk about this use case all the time. How can recruiters and HR people look at a whole bunch of CVs using prompts rather than opening each one? But you've actually built the thing. That's great. Yep.
We did it. Yes. Denise Amihai and myself, we did it together. We worked in the architecture. And yeah, the idea was to have something. And we didn't use, everything that you're seeing here is low code. We didn't use any very, very deep code. We just have our, the CV, the PDF that I will open so you can see it. And you can see that we have a CV that has its structured document with all the information, but it doesn't have there's not any we're not trying to fool you. We didn't create anything in the back that is written from Power Platform that's taking exactly what it is, but it's working in the back. So we have and we did on the Marvel universe because I don't know, my friend likes it.
Because that's funny though. It's funny. I like it.
So yeah, these prompts that what this prompts that I show you here make, it's basically extract all this information and then create the summarization. That the summarization, we try to make it a little bit fun because it is demo purposes, but you can see that they're fun, they're not very formal, but you can tailor that based on your business. Before I show you a bit more about prompting, I would like to tell you that this is also, while this is a very niche let's say concept for HR or application for HR, this can be used in many scenarios. So it can be used, for example, in client proposals. I also see it in finance. So, it's while this is just a use case, it can be relatable to other businesses as well.
I love it.
Good.
I can completely see this being used for like, when you do like a call for proposals for hiring a vendor to come work on some project for you, like videos, like you're saying, finance, legal, events, all sorts of things. Anytime you're collecting, or grants, actually, right? Anyone who does grants, like please submit your grant proposal. Looking through large batches of documents that are similarly themed with a few keywords that is going to show up in every single one, which is so cool. Yeah, I love it. I love this.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was thinking about, when you were talking, I was thinking about the RFPs and all of that pieces that you will receive as a company that require a lot of processing. So we use the AI prompts. We also use AI Builder or AI models. I don't know the name this week, but we use both of them. And I will show you that in a minute. But here you can see that we also have Copilot. So this is the other place where we can prompt, right? And this is where things can go downhill or uphill, depending on the skill that you have on prompt engineering. Actually, just as a short, like between brackets, I've learned how to prompt based on Microsoft Designer because I know what I want to achieve, and I use it as an excuse. So I will be writing a blog about that and how to practice, right, your skills on prompting. It's like an early stage of prompting within Power Platform. So here it's where you are going to actually ask the application what you want. So here you see that in the homepage, we have a list of candidates, a lot of candidates, right? So as a person that works in HR, I don't have enough time. Well, in here we have 23, but I don't have time to read all those CVs. So I'm going to ask for, tell me about the candidate Tony Stark, for example. And let's see if it works, because that's when we'll see if the prompt engineering is correct. See, it's not correct. Oh. So we can be clear, a bit more clear. I would like to know the details on the experience for the candidate Tony Stark, and hopefully this will retrieve. Hopefully,
live Copilot
a
demos
little bit more of
information. God.
There you go. So you can see the difference between the prompts, right? The first one is it doesn't have the context. It doesn't have the outcome that I want to, it's very open. And that means that it's not the Copilot in the back is not able to retrieve actually the information because it doesn't understand the context. But then in the second one, it's like, I want to know the details of the experience of this candidate. So I'm providing the where, who, and what I want to extract. Here is giving us just a short, summary. And then if I want to know a bit more, I can select and I will dive into Tony Stark, record, let's say. I will try another prompt that it's instead of me asking for a person or a candidate, it's the application finding a candidate for a certain vacancy. Which candidate has a PhD in physics? Because the job opening that I have, it requires a PhD in physics. So if this, so there's no candidate with PhD physics. You can see, but we can find someone else. Like, do we have any candidate with cyber security education? And this should give is, if I'm not wrong, it should give us back some results, and we can dive into those results as well. So basically, no, I'm not lucky today. I don't know what's going on.
It's Copilot being Copilot-y.
Yes, exactly. So let's do something. Let's see if this one will work. Please retrieve the candidates that have experience in private investigation. So the idea of this Copilot on the side, it's actually the Copilot on the side, right? So we can ask the questions and we can get the results. Might be that in this case, I do not have any candidate with cybersecurity, or it might be that the model will require some reviews. But here, when we ask for the private investigation experience, because I double check, we can see that Jessica Jones has that, and if we scroll down, we see here that the specialty is private investigation. So you could see from the start how different prompts get different results. Also, prompts might not get results because you don't have the data in your application.
Right.
And also, like how being quite clear, it makes a lot of sense for prompting.
I love that, how you showed this difference, right, between a generic prompt and something so specific have a much better a much better user prompt to really, direct the LLM to give you what you're looking for. So that's great. I love that. So do you think...
Thank you so much.
Do you think that this is something that people who work in HR should be trained in when they are early in their career? Because it's not intuitive, right, to people who've never done AI before. Like, you want me to ask what in this box, right? You can't just search for, like, Tony Stark and get responses. It's a completely different it's a different thought process. It's a different method of even thinking about it. So are you seeing opportunities for people to go and train HR staff on doing these things? Is it a thing you do?
It's something that I do. It's something that I'm very passionate. I think that it helps a lot to reduce the workload.
Yes.
And I was talking with a friend, that we both know, and he said that now that we use AI in almost everything, why aren't we not using it in some businesses? And why are we not learning how to prompt within our work environment? I think it's crucial for HR to start using these sort of skills. It will make the difference between people who will thrive in their careers and people who will survive until that one point and then no longer will survive.
That's exactly it.
So I love it.
I love it too. This is great. This is awesome.
This is our model that's from AI that is recognized in all these fields, that has the name, the email, the phone, and so on. And we train this model so we can extract the data. That is not prompting, but it's also being able to understand where the data sits and creating the collections and also train those collections. I will work on this AI prompt summarization to make sure we figure it out.
Yeah. You know what I think is so cool is that all this stuff is so new. It's like a few months old. That's it. And you already are finding so many interesting use cases for it and are figuring out like, okay, here's an AI tool. Here are the set of scenarios that it's really good for. And here's the set of scenarios it's not good for. And I think so much of AI is that. It's not just, hey, here's a tool, apply it to everything. No, there's a set of projects that it's awesome for and a set it's really, no. And I think the more we train and help people with that part, the more effective they'll be, right? Because so much of it is when to use AI. And I know you and I talk about this excessively. Like AI is awesome, but it's also expensive and unpredictable, like us. So really, it's a matter of like, when do you apply the expensive and unpredictable thing compared to when do you just need a normal old search?
Yeah, I think that's one of the main things that businesses are facing at the moment. Everyone wants AI, but no one really knows what they want. And also, like does it make sense? How much does it cost? I put this example a lot, but how much does it cost for a person to do this compared to how much it costs a model or AI model or Power Platform to create this for you?
Right.
For you, might be that makes sense, might be that it doesn't make sense.
Right.
So it's a case that needs to be studied before jumping directly into AI or everywhere.
Exactly. It's like, what problem are you trying to solve? Can you solve it without AI? And will AI make the solution so much better, so much faster, so much cheaper? And once you know that, then go investigate this model, this tool, that tool, right? Ultimately, it's yet another piece of technology, and it applies to certain scenarios where it makes sense. Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm fully with you.
Anna, this has been a fascinating conversation. Thank you for the entire lesson in some of the intricacies of HR systems and the spectacular pain in the neck of looking at 1 million resumes. And what are some of the ways that people in HR and recruiting can make their lives a little less terrible when going through this process that's so hard anyway? It's just tooling, right? Good tooling.
Yeah.
And the ability to get trained up and how to use it.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm loving advocating for AI for HR. So any use case that you have in mind, just let me know and I will create it probably.
I love it. You heard her, listeners, viewers. If you have HR use cases, HR scenarios that you think are really annoying right now, and you're wondering if AI can apply to it, reach out to Anna. She is the expert. She's the foremost expert on the planet of AI and HR. There's one person looking at this that I have seen, and it is this woman right here. So don't sleep on it, because you know your org has HR issues. We all know that. So yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Anna, and thank you all for joining in to another episode of Copilot Learning Hub Live.